Hello guys, you are welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a recap on the trades I took within the course of the week. I took a couple of trades, actually not a couple, a lot of trades this week. Some hit SL, some hit TP. Some of them were very beautiful trades, and some of them were not just as good as I expected. So stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, and comment. You can also share to your friends, your trading buddies, so that they can also benefit from the information I'm going to share to you guys. So let's get started. This is gold, and this week, all gold traders, or even all traders, know what gold has done this week. This week, gold has been breaking and creating new all-time highs. So this week, I took three positions on gold, and two of them were buys and one was a sell, right? And they all went my direction. So this was the first trade I took on gold. This trade I took on Wednesday was a scalp trade. It wasn't much of a trade that I held for long, but it was a scalp trade. As a gold trader, you know that gold is a very fast pair, and sometimes you just need to capitalize on those quick moves to make your money. So this was the first trade, right? As you see, this was like 70 pips. So this trade, I saw this opportunity, and this is something I've observed on gold for quite a while now. Anytime gold is bullish, as you can see, the market is bullish. This is the trend line I've drawn in the 5 minutes. And I told you guys that this trade was a scalp trade. So that's why I'm making the analysis in the 5 minutes chart. So anytime gold is bullish, as you can see, the 5 minutes was bullish, and you see this kind of temporal bearish movement, it will always look like a hedge. That's what some people call it. It's a chart pattern. This is how it looks. So it will always look like a hedge. But I don't focus on the hedge. I just draw my trend line. I just draw my bearish counter trend line. And when it breaks the trend line, boom, it's going higher. And you can also apply that to a bearish market, but this is a bullish example. So this was how I took this trade. I took a lot of trades, so the videos are going to be very short. Sorry, the analysis on the trades I took are going to be very short and concise, but I hope you understand the concept I'm trying to put across. So it broke this trend line that I bought, and I hit my TP. With this trade, I didn't even actually set the TP. I was just trailing my stops in the 1 minute, and when it began reversing, I closed, and that was how I made my profit. So, on to the next trade. Fast forward on Thursday. This was the day gold moved the most within the course of the week. On Thursday, gold moved thousands of pips, thousands, literally thousands of pips. So this was the trade I took on gold, and I think that has been the longest trade I've taken on gold for a while now. It was a 10 hour trade. That was crazy. So as you can see, the same concepts, the same strategy, the same setups I've been preaching day in, day out. The market was overall bullish. It was bullish. And anytime I see a bullish market and I see a bearish trend being created, I just laugh because I know that sooner or later it's going to break out of the bearish trend. Then I'm going to hop on the trade. So I just view my trend line. As you can see, price broke it. When it broke it, it was a little aggressive, right? When I broke it, it was a little aggressive. This was the break, but I took the trade on the 1 minute. So when I broke it, I took the trade and I set my stop loss here. Actually, I won't lie. Actually, I was thinking about scalping this trade. That was why my stop loss was that tight. That was why my stop loss was that tight. So this was where I placed my stop loss, and price was very aggressive. And I saw the potential. I saw that gold could. This was the previous all-time high. So I saw that gold could actually reach the all-time high and even break it. So I simply extended my take profit level to this all-time high, and gold came there, hit my TP, and went higher. As you can see, it continued moving. This is crazy. This is crazy. So I could have even gotten a re-entry here if I wanted to scale in, right? But I don't do that anymore. I could have gotten a re-entry here because You can see that here it made another bearish move. I could have placed a trend line there, and you can see the retest. Very simple setup. I could have gotten the retest here, and I saw that a lot of price action traders actually took the trade here. Even Koju Forex took the trade here. I also saw Happy Forex, he also took the trade here, but I actually took the trade earlier because I trade London session and most of them trade New York session. So I took the trade earlier than they did. So that was how I took this trade. And the third trade was a sell trade, but it was a trade that was a bit risky. Why do I classify this trade as a risky trade? As you can see, the market is very bullish. So why will I be selling in this type of market? So when price got here, the move from here to here was crazy. So I knew that price was gonna make a dip before it will further continue the trend, or maybe just drop down, right? So when I saw this price action, as you can see right here, price started making rejection. See, look at the candles. The candles are data point. They give information. When you understand the body of the candlesticks, it will give you a lot of information. You drive a lot of data from it. It's not just about knowing the names bullish engulfing, doji, and things. Just understand the candlestick. And anytime you see the body is portraying something. It's trying to tell you something. So when I started seeing these rejections, and as you can see, there were no highs being created. In the bullish market, you are supposed to be seeing new highs. But see, this high was almost at the same point as the previous one. So it became a resistance point, right? And also, as you can see, when price bounced off the trend line for the third time, the price action was kind of slow, very, very slow, and it wasn't able to create a new high. So when it broke this trend line, I just knew that it was a structural shift, maybe temporal, which was actually temporal. So I hopped on the trade, and wow, the trade was a very aggressive move. Price moved very aggressively to my TP. I was even shocked. So I took this trade and I posted it on Snapchat and my other trading circles. I posted it. So that was how I took this trade. And that was my final trade for the week on gold. So now let's move to BTC. I also took a couple of trades on BTC. So this is the BTC chart. Let's move to the 1 hour so I can have a view of all the trades I took. So these are the trades I took on BTC. This was the first trade. This was the second, and this was the third trade I took. So the first trade, as you can see, let me move to the 4 hour time frame to make this very clear to you guys. Very, very clear. Actually, the daily. I want you guys to see the price action here. Why I decided to sell. See, so this is my trend line in the higher time frame, and I'm sure you guys, I'm sure you guys by now you are fed up with the trend lines. That's actually what I use. That's my favorite tool because it shows me the direction of the market. It shows me where the market can potentially head to next, right? So that's my favorite tool, and it helps a lot. You can also incorporate it into your trading. Even if you are an SMC trader or an ACT trader, you can incorporate it into your trading because trend line is not meant for only price action traders. So this was the daily time frame. So price broke the daily time frame and see the move from the top. It moved very aggressively down. We had a very aggressive bearish movement from the top there. When BCT created this high, it moved very aggressively and it broke this trend line. And as you can see, there was a demand level here. In other words, a support level. So, sorry, it broke the trend line. Not only did it break the trend line, it also broke the demand or the support level. You can give it whatsoever name you want to give it. So when I saw those confluences, I knew that the market was going to sell. Even though at this point, I'm now hesitant about the market being very bearish, but like I knew that the market was going to sell. So when I broke this trend line, I retested it. Simple. What should I do next? I need to say it in the comment section. I should sell. So I sold. I sold. And when I sold, the price action was quite unsatisfying to me. The first two candles were a little bit aggressive. So I was confident. So I brought my SL to break even. And because of how price action subsequently became slow, I was trading my stop loss. So when price got here, I took my partial profits. and I posted it. I posted this in the group. Everyone saw it. I took partials here, and my actual second TP was here. It was here, but because I took partials here, I placed my SL, the last trade. I placed the SL at this high. So price came back up, took me out, but I made some profit on that trade. And this was the second trade. The second trade, I also took it around 7 a.m. in the morning. That was landing session. When I just woke up and I saw that price was still at this level, I was still confident in that trade. Even though it came back and took out this highs, I was still confident in the sell. So I placed the trade again, and that was how I made another profit. Price moved about 70% into my profit. So I took profits. Then price reversed. It didn't hit my SL. They broke again. That was the following day. Yes, that was the following day. I took this trade, and that was on Friday, as you can see. Friday, 23rd January 2026. That was around 6 a.m. right? So I took the trade, I took the sell again. And this time I was trailing my SL again because, as I said, BTC these days the price action is quite slow. Initially, or initially I wouldn't do this on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is very aggressive, and when you place a trade on it, you should be confident, you should be reluctant, because if you're actually right on the trade, it will go and hit your TP. But of late it hasn't been very volatile, so that's why I decide to trade my SL these days. So let's move to the next trade. Sorry, the next pair. So the next pair was US oil farm, right? Yeah. So US oil. I already did some analysis on these trades, so I'm not going to spend that much time here. This was the first trade I took this week. This trade was actually taken on Thursday. That was last week. But this week, this was the first trade I took on US oil. That was on Tuesday. And I already analyzed this trade. I analyzed it in my previous video. You can go and watch it for the insight I dropped there. So I spoke about the reason why price hit my SL, even though it wasn't supposed to hit my SL. So what basically happened was I rushed into the trade. I rushed into the trade when I wasn't supposed to, and price came to the point I originally anticipated. That was this retest point, but then I was already out. So that's just how it's happened. I don't want to spend much time again. So here, price broke the trend line and I entered. This is the trend line in the higher time frame. It broke it, retested, I entered. Price moved down, then it moved more than 70% into our profit. It was almost at full TP level, but it didn't hit, then it reversed. So that was basically what happened on US oil. I took only two trades this week on US oil. So now let's move to GPUSD. GPUSD. Let me tell you a little story about this pair. This pair, I don't know why. I can't take it off my to-do list. Anytime I take GPUSD off my to-do list, I'll finally bring it back, because that was the first ever pair I traded. When I started trading, my mentors were trading GBPUSD and USD. So I chose GBPUSD, and since then I've been trading it. Even though sometimes the price action will become slow. So anytime price action becomes slow, I just delete it. Then later on, my instinct will just tell me to go and bring it back. Anytime I bring it back, I get good trades on it. I understand GPUSD so much. So anytime I'm even teaching someone, I love to give examples on GPUSD because it's very basic and the price action is very clean. So this is actually the trade I took on GPUSD. And as you can see, it moved straight into profit. Straight. So let me move back to the higher time frame so that you guys can see where the market was heading. So this was a trend line I drew in the higher time frame when price was bearish. As you can see, this is the bearish move. It was bearish, so price broke it, retested. And remember, this is the higher time frame, so you should take the higher time frame information very serious. It broke the trend line, retested it. Please watch the cursor. Please watch the cursor. So it broke the trend line, retested it. So when it did that, I just knew that the bias had changed, but I wasn't able to get a trade here. I wasn't able to get a trade there, but this was here where I got the trade. When price broke this resistance level, it broke this resistance level. Let me show you. move back to 30 minutes. It broke that resistance level, retested it, and I took the trade. Simple. Knowing that the price is bullish and you've seen this break, it broke the resistance level. This is the resistance level. This green line is a demarcation of the resistance level. So it broke it, retested it. And as I said earlier, anytime I see a bearish move in a bullish market, I'm just happy because I know that price will possibly or most likely break out of the bearish trend. Then that's where I'll hop on my trade. So as you can see, I could have actually drawn a trend line here. You see, a trend line would have fit perfectly, and that would have been another entry for me. So that was how I hopped on this trade. And the final trade I took this week was on German 30. And I won't lie, this trade stressed the hell out of me. Imagine taking a trade on Thursday. See, this was where I took the trade. It was a 1 to 4 ratio reward ratio trade. I took the trade here and see, price consolidated for 2 days. Till now, it hasn't hit my SL, even though it went closer to my SL, and it hasn't hit my TP. It hasn't even gone closer to my TP. So this was the reason why I took the trade. Price broke this trend line. Let me move to the higher time frame so that you can see it clearly. You know I love the higher time frame. The higher time frame mostly gives us accurate information. So price broke this trend line in the 4 hour and retested. The same story I told on the BTC chart. That was why I sold. Price for whatever reason decided to consolidate for 2 days straight, and that trade is still on. It's still on. So I don't know what happened. Probably when the market opened on Monday, it might gap down or gap up. So let's see what happens next. So that was the last trade I took this week. So please like, subscribe, and share. And if you found value in this video, please put it in the comment section. I'll actually go through the comment section, then like your comments. I'll give you replies if you need one. So please do well to like, comment, and you can also watch my previous videos. My previous videos were actually very insightful. If this is the first time you are seeing me on YouTube, thank you very much, and get ready. Coming out with very good content very soon. Very good content, even better than this one. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is actually the tip of the iceberg. So that was just by the way. Thank you for watching and see you on my next video.